to number 17, which is the police study discussion. We received, and a lot of you, I'm sure, attended the study that was presented to the town board on the 25th of August at the South Bay Fire Department. And at that time, it was the opportunity that the board members also had an opportunity, other than Mr. Corll, who was a part of that study. And so we are to the point of open discussion. So with that, I would like to open the discussion. And I'll jump right in.
Well, I asked the supervisor to add this as an agenda item, and I know we discussed at the last meeting that I know the public was greatly concerned, very much interest that's been generated over this issue, especially after the last meeting, which the police committee did do a very extensive, very thorough, very long presentation to the town board. And also after that time, or at that meeting, there was a submission by the police chief relative to a response and some further numbers and figures and things of that nature. That, my understanding, that document has been submitted to the town clerk for public review. Portions have been redacted relative to sensitive union negotiation information. And I thought it would be appropriate to bring it up at this meeting as to the board members' thoughts and what the general process would be from here after the committee has presented their report. And just as a general background, one thing that I want to interject, which would not have been the last meeting, we wanted the committee to provide their insight and whatnot and their findings, is relative to the history of the Cicero Police Department within the town that I've seen about. I've been here probably longer than other board members for going on 7 years, is that we created one of the best police agencies probably in the state right here in the town of Cicero. One that's equipped, one that is efficient, one that's accredited, one that provides VIP service, e-policing at a relatively low cost. So with that being said, all of the board members have also been in receipt of information from the Onondaga County Sheriff, because if we were to no longer have the Cicero Police Department, I think everybody agrees, for the most part, that there would have to be a contract for enhanced services to be signed with the Sheriff's Office for additional coverage that we would lose, that the town currently provides. As the numbers showed, we respond to about 60, probably about 70 or more, probably about 70 to 80% of calls are handled by the Cicero Police Department. Not having them, there'd be an extensive amount of calls that have to be picked up by the sheriff. The sheriff has indicated that they would request us to, or mandate us to sign an enhanced services for coverage. Otherwise, public safety would be in jeopardy. So that's the background information. These are the choices that the board's going to have to make going forward. With the current police staff that we have, the chief has put together some proposed budget and is submitted in his report as to future costs over the next couple years. And I think this is information that a lot of people have asked me about and wanted the numbers as to what it would cost if we were to sign on to a contract with the sheriff for our current coverage. Actually, it's a little bit less than we currently have. Going into 2011, based on the numbers the chief has put together, the Onondaga County proposal would be $1,624,217. Those are the numbers coming right from the sheriff's office. The proposed budget that Chief Snell has put together equates to $1,687,831, or $831.74, approximately costing about $63,000 more. I think the key numbers that the chief has assembled is that the sheriff, going forward, they would want a 9% increase or so, 8 to 9% each and every year per their contract. Going into 2012, the sheriff would want $1.7 million or so. The chief's put together information showing his budget would reflect about $1.6 million, or about $84,000, $211 cheaper than we would contract with the sheriff. Going into the following years, when the sheriff is requesting increases of 8 to 9%, in 2013, the chief's numbers estimate keeping the Cicero Police Department as a cost savings to the town in the amount of about $114,000, going in 2014 about $133,000 savings. So those are the numbers that I think everybody's been wanting to put together. The committee put together projections for costs going above and beyond those years, 2020, 2030, health insurance, those type of things. Costs that are built into the sheriff's package. Going over, and the sheriff didn't provide anything further than 2014, because generally a contract for a few years, then you have to renegotiate. That's up in the air, would be up in the air. So there's options that the police committee has put together other than holding a referendum based on the numbers that were provided currently, that the chiefs provided, which I think are, in my experience here on the town board, are relatively consistent and very accurate, that we could keep the current police force that we have and actually save money. What the committee's put together is looking in 20, 30 years where perhaps it would cost more and you'd have a cascading effect of an increased police force and a burden on taxpayers at that point. You know, my general opinion is that we, back up one other thing is 87% of the people that were surveyed that showed up at these listening sessions that the committee held were in favor of the Cicero Police Department. And I think people I've spoke to, majority of people are satisfied with the service they're receiving, community policing in neighborhoods and whatnot. Obviously, the budget is somewhat constrained, and the chief obviously over the years has asked for more. The town board has had to hold the line on certain expenditures. With that being said, my general opinion is that we keep the Cicero Police Force as long as we can. And I think the public needs to know what this town board is going to do coming this fall. I think our police force has to know what's going to go on this coming fall, and decisions have to be made. So that's how I wanted to open the discussion and see what other board members felt.
Thank you, Jim. In regards to the budget proposals that Chief Snell has provided to us,
Can't hear you.
sorry, I have bad microphones.
I don't think that's working.
Yep. It's bad.
Give her Jim's. His works great.
Sorry, I'll go.
You guys speak great.
I'll go over here. Is this better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Chief Snell's numbers that he has provided to the town board, we have looked at, but we are negotiating with the union, and that is a part of the union negotiating is a part of the town taking into respect the numbers that Chief Snell has provided to us. I know that there has been discussion with the chief and the officers, and all of that has been provided to us. As far as understanding the services and realizing the position of the people of the town, we have those that speak for and those that speak against. And obviously it boils down to either numbers or personal service. Our police department, we are looking for as a community police service. That's my understanding. At this time, the numbers that Jim's provided, those numbers were provided to the study team. But in order for us to go forward with the county has yet to provide me as on request, because they are in budget right now, providing us with the true numbers at this time for us to consider an enhanced service. So I have not received that. I do not expect to receive that until next week. I asked to have it expedited, but because of their budget time, that they were unable to get it to us for this evening. So my position is, until I know myself personally what it is that the county is going to charge us for the service that we were looking for, I cannot make a decision at this time, because we would need to know what type of a contract that would be in effect. That's my position right now.
I believe we need some additional I agree with Ms. Boyke. I believe we need some additional information. My concern right now is the process from here on out. You know, if there was a decision made to go to referendum, by when does the board need to make a decision? And will we have enough information? And, you know, if we don't make a deadline, because I think there are deadlines involved, you know, then are we facing a special referendum ballot, which I think is